while I'm about to take this makeup off, I thought I'd just talk about my tattoos and a lot of questions that I get regarding them. Anyway, so main and first question obviously is, do they hurt? Like, of course they hurt. It's like a needle jabbing in at you really fast whilst plummeting ink into you, so it kills. I know some people say they like the pain, and to some extent I have liked the pain in the past in certain areas. Like sometimes it feels like it's itching an itch that you can't get, or that you didn't even know you had, and then it'll start doing it, you think, oh yeah, that feels like, you know, it feels like it's itching an itch. So, but that's for like 5 seconds. The rest of the hour you hate. So yes, it does hurt. I'm just brave. I just like them enough to want them that much that I sit through the sessions that I do. Oh, and also I think the misconception is people presume that because you've had so many that it gets easier, but actually I find it worse. The more I've had and the more covered I'm getting, I find it harder. I get sick and tired of the positioning and the aches and pains I get from positioning. Sometimes it can be backache, neck ache, just not being able to move your hip, your leg. And also, yeah, I feel like my pain thresholds took that much of a beating that it hurts more now. I'm sure it hurts more. And a lot of people who are also heavily tattooed also say the same. So yeah, it's like there's only so much of our pain threshold to take, and I've met the maximum of that. But also, at the back of that point, even if he didn't like them, yeah, I don't care. I'd still do it. It's nothing to do with him. It's what I want to do. It just helps that he does like them. So probably the number one fundamental comment people say is, I will regret them, or will I regret them? They ask me if I regret them. And I think that's also a bit of a weird question, because it's almost like you go around to everyone going, oh, will you regret that hairstyle when you look back in photos in 20 years time? Or are you just, yeah, like, no regrets, man. Like, just do stuff with no regrets. Like, why am I going to regret this when I'm 80? When I'm 80, I'm going to be old and wrinkly as fuck and barely be able to walk. You know, so why am I going to care about what I did at this age? I'm going to be covered up because I'm going to be cold, and yeah, I ain't going to regret them. If anything, I love bare skin. I love women with bare skin, models, photos with bare skin. I think the human beautiful black body is beautiful, especially women's bodies. I think women's bodies are absolutely beautiful. Because I've chose to cover mine in tattoos, like why would I regret that? Like, it's so weird. And also, if you are a heavily tattooed person, you are clearly into that. You're clearly not going to suddenly go, oh, I don't like tattoos no more. Like, I hate them. Like, these are horrible. Like, no, I'm never. No one heavily tattooed is going to do that. They clearly love that. Like, my husband, I want him to be more covered. If I ever broke up with him, you know, touch wood, that never happens. But if I did, the man I would want would have to be heavily tattooed, because it's just what I like. So yeah, I'm not going to regret something that I'm really into. It's almost like regretting your music choices and things like that. You're like, in 20 years time, I'm not going to regret my music choices. You just change with the time and just go with it. So yeah, another point is I just can't get these fucking eyebrows clean. But yeah, like, yeah, what am I going to look like when I'm older? What I think when I'm older. So I guess that comes into the category of, will I regret them? But same again, I've already said it, like, as you get older and wrinkly anyway. So, like, no offence to like any 80, 90-year-olds, because actually people look so much younger and cooler and everything, but they're all the same age unless you have facelifts and wigs, or like, perception of beauty is so range anyway. So what if someone's 80 years old and got tattoos? Does it make them any less attractive than the 80-year-old without tattoos? No, it won't. So, you know, in the eye of the beholder, I'm going to look at one woman, 80, who's got tattoos and think you're cool as hell. And there's, you know, I might look at a plain Jane one and think you're not as cool. But someone who don't have tattoos is going to look at the plain Jane one and appreciate that more than the tattooed one. So I feel like it's such a weird question. And also, I might not even live till I'm old to regret it. I might not get to the point in my life where I regret it. And I might not live old enough. Living that old's a privilege, and I hope I live that old, and I hope I have got my tattoos and look kick-ass old granny. The other question, or things that get mentioned a lot, is I must be kinky or into BDSM because of, like, yeah, obviously going through the pain and stuff, and that's not true at all. Same with many tattoo people, we've got that persona. Maybe we're a bit wild in some way because we're brave as fuck and we just go and do it, and we know we ignored society at the time and just gone for it because now it's more society acceptable. but it does not mean anything to do with what goes on in the bedroom. However, if I look at my husband like heavily tattooed and getting more tattoos, I do think, oh yeah, it might make us go into the bedroom a bit extra that day after he's got a new one, but it doesn't change anything in the bedroom at all. And another last one is, how much have I spent on them, or how much do I spend? And that question is, it can vary. Like I've been tattoo swapping lately with a tattoo artist. She's a girl, so she can have my makeup lessons or wedding makeup, and we swap services. I've gone to guys who are affordable, like half the prices. Say like this one I got, like price varies, and I have spent a lot. I've spent more than what I bloody wanted to. However, I'll leave it there. Mind your business.